Some gigantic Apex Legends news out there this past weekend, guys. No, we're not talking about all the esports teams who are leaving the scene, which is incredibly sad. We'll talk about that later this week. We're talking about a couple of data miners and leakers who have now been permanently banned from the scene. And I am very curious what you guys think about this, especially the fans of Apex Legends who maybe follow these two leakers out there who have been permanently banned for cheating. Or so that's what the account ban says, but they have no idea. They were also banned on the very same day. Coinky Dink? I don't know. Let's break it down. As it was one leaker or data miner known as Hypermist and the other one known as Valtador. You guys know I'm bad at pronunciation. Saying yesterday, September 29th, me and him were both banned from Apex for cheating. The bans have been most likely issued manually at the same time by the developers themselves. So they allege. Since neither me nor Valtador, yeah, that's a tough one, cheated, we really don't know what could have possibly led us to getting banned at the same time even. And then adding directly hideouts, of course, from the security team over at Apex and Respawn, do you have an explanation or anyone that we can talk to? Which I don't believe Hideouts has responded at the point of me recording this. I did reach out to Hypermist as well to try to talk about, okay, so have you ever cheated? He reaffirms, as he did in his tweet, saying no, they have never cheated. He actually has not played on that account that got permanently banned for cheating in over a week, and on that day, they both got perma-banned for cheating, and they're both Apex Legends data miners / leakers. It's tough to say if that's a coincidence. It's also tough to say how these different games out there feel about the data miners and leakers and whether or not they ride that line that's actually against terms of service or not. I can't tell you guys. I asked Hypermist about this. Is anything you do actually break the rules or break TOS? He has not gotten back to me. In the responses, though, people are trying to say, no, technically data mining is not against TOS, but people certainly have different opinions of whether or not people should be banned for this kind of thing. As both of these accounts have been known for leaking and known for data mining, and every game treats this differently. The last time I talked about this was a Battle State Games example, that being for Escape from Tarkov, and we were talking about this guy who went back and forth, and he is the biggest leaker / data miner in the Tarkov space and very well known, but there certainly are people on both sides of what he does. He has plenty of supporters, but there are people who speak illy of some of the things that he has done in his past as well. And people are sometimes split. When it came for his example, though, he would release these gigantic databases of information that were not included in the patch notes and give people a better idea of what was actually released. Some people, like the developers, see that as, okay, we want people to discover that information on their own, right? Certain weapons and balances and spawns of certain things. We want them to actually figure that out themselves, not have all that information baby fed to them. Whereas the player base, they're like, yo, I don't want to dig and find that myself. You know, if you look up for a guide for a game, right? When I'm looking up guide for all the quests in RuneScape, I want all the information for me. There's a different side of those casual player bases that sometimes don't want that and sometimes do, and the devs go the same way, I would say. Ultimately, that guy was actually banned, and 24 hours later, he was then unbanned, I would think due to community backlash, because he hadn't technically broken the new rules they established around data mining and leaking this information. But it's all so complicated, right? Because all these situations are very different. Now, we'll wait to see if there is going to be a response here. Until then, how do you guys feel about what these guys do? And until Hypermist gets back to me, I'm not sure exactly, what they're doing for the Apex scene. I'm not that deep diving into it. But when it comes to data miners and leakers, unless they are leaking new information that has not been revealed yet, I personally don't mind them. But as a dev team, I can understand why you're definitely you're kind of treading on some toes. Got to tread very carefully. It's very different across all the games out there, right? When it comes to Valorant, I see all of my intel from leakers. I don't see anything. It's already been leaked by the time it's announced, but I think Valorant does a very good job where the intel and the leakers, they build up so much hype around it that when Riot finally announces it, it's still just as hype, and they do a very good job announcing things. I can understand how that's not going to be the same for every dev team out there, but we know this. 2 Apex Legends leakers were banned for cheating on the very same day. They say permanently, and they've never cheated. So I think this deserves some sort of response and explanation. And even if it's just the Respawn team being very blatant and very upfront saying, hey, we don't approve of this anymore, that's a better explanation than this, which is not really an explanation at all. What do you guys think? Till next time, take care of yourselves. I know I said a lot in today's video. I'm all over the map today. Leave your comment down below what you guys think about leakers and data miners. I would love to read your thoughts down below. Till next time, take care. We'll see you back here soon.